And then this ties into my third question. People my age, like there's especially where I live, there's this kind of a shared feeling by a lot of people where it's gonna be like, I gotta make it big, I gotta be rich, I need to be famous and be this big powerful person, and then they'll put a lot of emphasis on like trying to chase the career path that will net like the most amount of money or fame or power. And what do you have to say to that? Like, what do you think the balance should be between wealth and what you actually want?
Well, there's a lot to be said for being able to pay your bills.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, assuming that you're not generating more bills than you really can afford.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, see, I think a lot of that is your personality. Mm-hmm. I've never been hungry for what a lot of people would consider wealth or success. Mm-hmm. I've always been hungry for soul satisfaction. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to, like right now, okay, you know that I'm a teacher.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there are moments in teaching, what I call the aha moment,
mm-hmm.
when I see a student's eyes light up and mm-hmm. they grasp a concept mm-hmm. for the first time, mm-hmm. and they connect the dots for mm-hmm. the first time, mm-hmm. And the way that their face and eyes light up, mm-hmm. for me, that is mm-hmm. addictive. Mm-hmm. That is addictive for mm-hmm. me, and I am not willing to give that up. Mm-hmm. That is for me what makes it worth getting up out of bed mm-hmm. for. That's mm-hmm. for me. That's more important to me. The feeling that the rush that I get, it's the exact same rush that you get when, like, if you're fishing and something strikes and you know that it's a big one. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or when you're batting, like in softball, when you connect and the ball hits, you hit the sweet spot on your bat, and you know that it's know that it's going to be more than a single. Yeah. It's going to be a multi-base hit. That moment, that rush that you get mm-hmm. at the moment that it's so good, and for me, that's the wealth in my life. Those moments, mm-hmm. the work that I do that gives me those moments. Mm-hmm. The work that I've always done. Well, I mean, I was a missionary for 24 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, we weren't exactly rolling in cash, but I had so many of those moments. Mm-hmm. And such an adventure, and mm-hmm. even as a teacher, mm-hmm. such an adventure, mm-hmm. and the relationships and the depth of relationships mm-hmm. that I had then and still enjoy with many of my mm-hmm. students and former colleagues. And mm-hmm. for me, that is what makes life worth living. I've known people who had the wealth. I have known people who had the success, and they were so dry on the inside. I've known some people who had the wealth and were very, very happy, and they did a lot of good things. Yeah, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with wealth. Mm-hmm. And they loved what they did, and mm-hmm. and they did some really wonderful things mm-hmm. with their wealth. But I've known others who their whole lives they worked for the wealth, and that was their end goal. And when they got it, it's like, okay, now what? I've achieved every dream that I've ever had, and I've gotten everything I've ever worked for, and I have the bank account I always wanted. I've got the car, the house, whatever mm-hmm. that I've always wanted. And so now what? Mm-hmm. So I think you need to be really careful when there's nothing wrong with wanting to be successful. Of course, you want to be you want to be good in your field. You want to be respected in your field. Whatever field it is. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to say that at all. But if you're making goals that you can tick off a list, and you've got, like, you tick off everything on the list, and you come to the bottom of it, you need to be careful about, I guess I'm trying to say, you need to be careful about not making a finite list. Does that make sense? There's got to be more that gives your life meaning, and more that brings you satisfaction and fulfillment and excitement, than just getting those things that are on your list. And so that would be the advice that I give to young people. It's about living. It's not about accumulating or getting stuff. It's about living your life. And when you come to the end of your life and you look around you, what is going to be surrounding you? Are you going to be surrounded by your stuff? Is that going to make you happy? Is it going to make you feel like you've lived your best life? Or are you going to be surrounded by things that really have substance and value, relationships and personal experience and achievements that have really contributed something and have made a difference in your little sphere of influence. Those are the things that are going to mean the most to you at the end of your life.
Right.
So when you're at the beginning of your life, like you are, setting your goals, consider the end, and keep that in mind.
I want to make a quick comment on what you said earlier about how when you're teaching, you get that click when a student gets something, and that's the addictive part. I gotta say, like, in my school, I've been blessed enough to have some incredible teachers, and these teachers are amazing, and they're not just effective in, like, the material, but just the whole package. And every single one of them has made it very, very, very clear that they teach because they love teaching. It's not about the money or anything. Like, they want to teach until the day they die, and that passion, like, it's so obvious, and I have so much respect for, like, because you just step in the classroom and you know that it's gonna be a great day, it's gonna be a great class, like, and you just feel so reassured, and I'm very thankful for those kinds of teachers and people with that kind of passion. So I think that's wonderful. Definitely. And
there are people like that in every profession.
Right, exactly.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell when somebody really is passionate about their job and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so that's so seek that passion. Something that can make you feel passionate.
Same thing with doctors, because I remember when I've had a lot of injuries. I've done taekwondo for over 10 years, and I seem to get injured way too much. But sometimes when you go to the doctor, you step into, like, the consulting office or their space, and you just kind of feel uncomfortable because, like, the doctor takes
like you're intruding.
Doctor, like, takes a look at you up and down, and it's like, how do I treat this kid as fast as possible to get the most amount of money? And then you feel uncomfortable, and then you go to a different hospital, and then you see that doctor, like, walking through room, and just, like, boom, radiant, and it's just like everything lights up, and you're like, this person's gonna make me better. Like, like you said, I guess that's true with every industry as well. Just find the special people. So and that's what you're seeking. When you're seeking your
what you're going to be, you know, when you grow up, when you're seeking your life goal. And you know what, sometimes too that changes midlife. You can start out as one thing. My mom is a good example of that. She was a school teacher for 9 or 10 years. Anyway, when she was 45 years old, she just felt, you know what, my time in teaching is done. I need to find something new. And she went to school, became a certified medical assistant, and ended up being office manager for a group of cancer surgeons. And loved it. Loved it. And she just changed course in you know, midlife. And a lot of people do that. And so just because you start off with one thing, you know, it doesn't mean that you're stuck in that for the rest of your life either. You know, if a new field opens up, comes along, there's nothing wrong with going back to school again and learning more and trying something different. So just because you start off with one thing doesn't mean that you're going to stay there. If you love it, yeah, you'll stay with it. But if there may come a time when you might become intrigued with something else, and that's okay for people to do, you know.
Okay.
So.
Well, those are the 3 questions answered, but I want to ask a quick personal question. If you were me in my situation and you had to choose some new major, not the ones you've already done, but something new, what interests you the most right now? Would you still go into teaching, or would you try something totally new just for kicks?
Me personally, I can't see myself doing anything else besides teaching. I seriously can't. Yeah, it's what I feel like I was born to do.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, but who's to say?
Yeah.
You know, 10 years from now, if something comes along, I might decide to become something else.
I don't know. Maybe you'll become like a starship captain or something. That's how become a thing. You know?
That would interest me.
That would interest. I mean, who wouldn't be interested in that? That sounds fun. Explore the galaxy, you know. Maybe meet an alien and become an alien teacher. You know, that way you can mix and match what you enjoy now, what you'll enjoy in the future.
A different kind of diplomacy. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Go to space school. Oh, yeah.
Colony on Mars. Yeah.
Anyway, that seems fun, you know. I mean, I'm excited because right now there seems to be technology, I feel, is like hitting another big eureka moment. And I'm excited. I wanna ride a train. I mean, I just think it's pretty cool because like I love sci-fi. I'm a kind of a sci-fi geek. I'm just thinking, you know what? If we make sci-fi real, I've always wanted to do that. I think that's pretty cool. And honestly, I mean.
Well, you know, I was watching Star Trek in 1964, and a lot of the things that were in Star Trek in 1964 that they thought were fantasy are reality now.
I mean, look at us right now. We're doing video conferencing. Yeah, we're video conferencing.
Exactly.
Like,
they didn't even have the video in 64. It was all
it's just like
audio.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God. Have you seen those videos where it's like it's videos from like the early 1900s, and it's like they're trying to make predictions of what the year 2000 would be like, and they're like, they have some crazy stuff. It's like, by the year AD 2000, people will have like these small little flying things, and that's how they'll get to school. And the thing that made me laugh the most was in 1950, there was I'm not sure if it was 1950, but there was a video from very early on. It was like, by the year 2000, a computer may be small enough to fit inside your house. I'm just like, computer.
I remember those first computers. Those first computers took up whole buildings.
Huge, yeah. And
now they're microscopic.
You can even have a computer inside your body, and then I mean, not even that extreme. Did you know the computer that steered the spaceship to the moon, the very first iPhone was more powerful than that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
how far we've come in
yeah.
such a short time.
And in 2020,
So-
I'm pretty sure someone's like refrigerator or smart toilet is probably more powerful than the computer that put a man on the moon. But yeah, I mean, technology is wild. I'm hyped. Honestly, there's like so
You've
much.
got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this call. I know we got sidetracked at the end, but I thought it was pretty fun. So yeah, who knows?
Thanks for having me.
It's
It's always a joy.
To all our viewers, we hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're interested in joining me in one of these chats, send an email at talktogap@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody, and bye-bye.